Good morning, beautiful people. Anybody watching, tuning in right now? We have Bobby Withrow with the United States Navy. He just flew in, or he's still in route right now from Herschel W. Woody Williams, last remaining medal recipient from World War II ceremony in Washington, D.C. Hey, Bobby, can you fill us in? I know you're on the ground now. Can you fill us in what's going on?
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. We're waiting on our plane. Everything we've done is just spur of the moment thing, and whenever our plane gets here, we go, and that's what we've been doing all week. American Airlines, they chartered the Woody Williams family a plane, and then they invited some of us to come along to Washington D.C. with them to put Woody's body in the Capitol to lay in state for a little bit. We did a big ceremony there at the Capitol. Now we, after the ceremony there at the Capitol, we had a little chance to get together and talk, and we had 7 Medal of Honor recipients. There was General Milley, Nancy, your buddy Nancy Pelosi was there. She was sober, so it was good. It was good. But it was amazing day. And then after spending a couple more hours at the Capitol, we went over to the World War II Memorial, where we did a ceremony for the public. The one at the White House was primarily family. And then we went, like I said, we went to the World War II Memorial, did a pretty nice ceremony. It was all on C-SPAN. So you can go to C-SPAN and go to the archives and look up everything if you want to watch it, if you missed it yesterday. But everything's been amazing. I can't say anything negative about American Airlines. They've been amazing. Even their pilots. One was the Air Force. One was a Marine and one was Navy. So flying us in from Texas to West Virginia to here. Now we go to Norfolk to do a ceremony there with the USS Woody Williams crew. And then we'll go to West Virginia and then back to Texas finally tonight.
So this is like an extravaganza for like 2-3 days. Then you guys are kind of just
we got out here. We got out here Wednesday.
Okay, so what happened Wednesday when you got out there?
It was pretty much our free time. I mean, we got together. We met some people that West Virginia and Texas. We came together and we met a lot of amazing people, both from West Virginia, Texas. We just talked, and we a lot of it was making sure that we want to continue with Woody's legacy and keep up with the Woody Williams Foundation and build more monuments for the fallen and the families.
So you actually got to meet Woody's family? Is this correct?
Oh yeah, I've known them for a while, for about 5-6 years now. I've spent a lot of time with them.
So you've known the family then. You've known Woody's family and stuff.
Right.
For anybody
that's how you got on the plane.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought maybe they might have just called you up for the ceremony. But anybody just tuning in, I'm gonna post a picture of Woody on here. So you can guys kind of see who he is. And I'm sure everybody's seen Woody all over the news and stuff the last couple of days, but
yeah, that's Woody.
Right here.
He was an amazing man, and it's going to be tough to fill his shoes if they can ever even be filled. It's going to be hard, but we're going to keep doing what we do and helping his foundation to build more memorials for the families of the fallen.
So you said Nancy Pelosi was at this thing.
Oh yeah, she was there. I even shook her hand. She gave me one of her coins. We traded coins. I gave her one of my Texas fallen coins, and then she gave me one of hers.
Wow.
I had General Milley. He was there. I traded coins with him. That was pretty amazing.
General Milley.
Yeah.
Guys, so you guys are watching this. This right here is a little bit more about the Woody Williams, Herschel Double Woody Williams Memorial from July 14th in DC. You said it was at the White House, right?
Yeah, it was at. They brought him into the White House first, and then after the White House, they took him to this monument you see now, this memorial now at World War II monument.
Okay, so that's where he's going to be at now. The monument right there.
Well, no, he'll be at the White House for a few days, and then they'll. Well, actually, Woody was the 38th person to lay in state in the White House. We are all headed to Norfolk and West Virginia. So I'm assuming, don't hold me to it 100%. I'm assuming we're taking his body with us on another plane, and they'll take him to his final destination.
Now, can anybody go visit Woody the next 3 days at the White House, or is that like, or they would have to wait until he's actually buried, or how does that work?
Well, they opened everything up after the ceremony to the public. So wherever he's at, the public should be able to get to him.
Okay, so anybody watching, if they want to go pay their respects to Herschel W. Woody Williams, you can go to the White House, or in the next few days to go pay some nice respects. And for anybody tuning in, this is Bobby Withrow speaking. He's actually with Texas Stolen Project Inc. And here's his banner for his foundation.
Oh, I've got to run. I hate to. They got the plane ready for us, but I'll keep in contact and let you know what else is going on, what happens. If you see that little pin, we had these made for Woody. Let me see if I can get it in there. There it is. We had those made for Woody. We passed them out to everybody that was at the reception. So it was amazing for me to be able to make these and hand them out to everybody at his service. It was pretty cool. I'll send you one, Rob. Send me your address sometime.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
All righty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later.
Luck.
Thank you for having me on. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. And good luck out there.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. So this guy, he just left DC. Anybody watching? That was Bobby Withrow, and he was there doing Herschel W. Williams Medal of Honor recipient World War II ceremony with what he said, Nancy Pelosi, huh? Hey, so now who do we got? We got we have the American Tattoo Society here, huh?
Yep.
How are you guys doing this morning? You guys giving out half price tattoos, or?
So coming up actually on September 10th is Suicide Prevention Day, and we are going to be doing a fundraiser. We plan to do it at all of our base locations, which is in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina, MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, Fort Bliss in Texas, and Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas. So we're going to have food trucks, have everybody come out, and all of the profits that we get for that day are going to be donated to a veteran charity. Of course, that is going to be helping combat suicide in veterans or with veterans. So we're thinking maybe Mission 22 or the Wounded Warrior Project. We haven't decided just yet, but that's our plan upcoming.
Oh, cool. So you guys got shops everywhere, huh? Any pretty much you can go any state in America and get a tattoo from.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Yes, we have a contract with AFES, so we are opening on military installations, and we're the first tattoo shop to do so. So we have 3 shops in build out right now that should be open in the next 90 days. And then we have 9 more due to be open in the next year. So we're growing rapidly, and we're excited to do so because we love the veteran and active duty community. So we look forward to serving them.
Well, I know I'm wanting to get a tattoo from you guys because I got a lot of tattoos already. So hopefully I can book an appointment with you guys here soon.
Absolutely, we would love to.
Yeah. Hopefully I got some room left on my body for a tattoo. I got a couple places, but for the most part, I'm covered up.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. Maybe right here on my neck.
It'll work. It's open skin.
So, Liz, so what do you do? So you're doing a little bit of everything too. You're U.S. Army veteran. Tell us about that. So how'd you end up in the Army to begin with, and then from the military you ended up in the tattoo industry?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I had planned on going to college, but my parents got divorced, and I knew that the financial burden was going to fall on me, and that scared me. And I had always had an inkling to join the military. Seeing people out in uniform always gave me like this honor and pride to see them. So I figured that it'd be something that I'd be proud to do. So out of high school, I joined the Army, which was in 2011, and I was military police, and I was active duty for 8 years. I did a tour in Afghanistan in Kandahar in 2013, and I've been stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia, Stuttgart, Germany, and then finally here at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. And when I did end my time in service, I decided to stay local here in North Carolina, and I've collected quite a lot of tattoos in the time being. So the tattoo community and the tattoo culture always really spoke to me. I love it. I love the artwork. And when the job came available, I was like, oh, I want to work for them. So I do their administrative work. So a lot of behind the scenes stuff with public health and the artists getting their permits and planning events and just making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes for all the shops is what I do now.
Cool. Well, keep doing what you're doing, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys. I just had to give out your guy's number the other day. He was talking. Some guy was talking about because he asked me. He said, "Man, where do you get your tattoos?" I said, "Listen, go talk to them guys over there at the American Tattoo Studio or Society, and yeah, it'll get you hooked up with a good tattoo."
Yeah. This organization really called to me because we serve the active duty and veteran communities. So I already felt like I could be a part of their community. So then when I got hired, I fit right in, and I'm really happy to be with them.
So, but you don't personally give tattoos yet?
No.
Or are you still like
plan on
it? Cool.
I'll adorn the tattoos, but I won't be doing them.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna bring Kyle the Warrior Rider in. He's in the backstage right now, but he's wanting to come on the live with us. Hold on 1 second, guys.
How's it going?
Hey, Kyle the Warrior Rider.
What's going on, brother?
How are you, brother?
Oh, let me turn it up real quick. Let me see.
Well, this guy here, he's tatted up. How many tattoos you got?
I can't even count, man. I don't know. I don't have much room left. Haven't got one in like 10 years though. So
we'll come to American Tattoo Society. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, definitely. I would love that. Yeah, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same. It's been a rough week.
Tell us about it, man. I mean, you pretty much you pretty much rode from coast to coast. What has it been like? I know we did one interview with you already, but like, what's it been like since your last little celebration that you guys had when you
like when I got done? I don't know. It's been weird. It's like, I wake up in the morning and I think I have to, get on my bike and ride it. The daily the struggles of like the everyday and like having like a mission was really good. And now that like I'm just kind of just chilling, just doing the regular day-to-day thing, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I gotta keep going. That's why I'm already planning my next trip. But yeah, I mean, my life is like kind of a mess right now. A lot of things been happening, and yeah, like family things, and they just to decompress from like the whole ride, and to come home to like what I'm coming home to is just. I don't know, man. I'm just lost right now.
Was there less stress for you when you were riding that bike every day than actually being back in the real world?
Yeah, it was a lot less stress. Because every day, I'm just riding for 8-9 hours. And that was my day. I didn't have to think about anything else or what anyone was doing really. It was just simple. I just put in the work. I drink, eat, sleep, and do it all over again. And see all the support that was around me. It was a good feeling. I really loved doing that. Now that I'm home, yeah, it was just it's I don't even know how to explain it. It's just difficult, I'm just like here, and then now my kids, I took them camping for a week, and I don't know, I just feel, I don't know, it's like it's that purpose is missing, and yeah, I'm sorry, I'm all so so what happened, like.
Take a minute, brother. You gotta take a minute.
Yeah.
Listen, man. When you were out on that road every day, it kind of kept your mind off things a little bit. To get back,
yeah.
You
Yeah, because you're struggling, like you're in pain. Everything in my body is like, is the 8-9 hours a day. Like you can't really think of anything else because it's just the struggles there. It occupies your entire mind. So it kind of, in a way, like freed my mind. I felt pretty good. But when you're home, it's just a lot of time to think, man.
Too much.
Yeah. Especially, especially when you don't know what to do next. That's why I'm trying to plan the next one. But with the thing, it just happened at home, and I had to, There's a short story was like, what happened, because I'm all messed up. But it was, some DCYF is involved, and it's just serious, and it's messing with my head. Something happens to my 5-year-old daughter. So I'm lost, man. I'm lost. I can't, I was on the road for a month and a half, and then I come home, and I witnessed this with my own eyes. So it just shakes you up, man. And we were doing all the right steps, but it's just, it hurts. I'm just lost.
Yeah, you got some family issues right now going on.
And huge. And it's just, a feeling I've never felt before. I've never been this stressed, and the people that were supposed to be around me aren't. And yeah, that's the place in my life that I am right now. I'm trying to, do the best I can to, keep it together. But yeah, that is a struggle for me.
Now, are you a single dad or what?
What's up?
That?
What's up?
Are you like a single dad or?
Well, I mean, I have an ex-wife, and we used to like co-parent really good. I mean, she was even there. She brought the kids to Coronado Beach when I finished the whole stint of this. But things have changed,
So
my whole life is upside down right now. When you think you can trust somebody, and yeah, they're against you during this one of the most stressful situations I've ever been in my life. Yeah, no words, man. I'm just trying to get by day by day, and trying to keep strong for my daughters, and figure it out. I mean, I'm not going to stop till it's solved and she's totally protected. So yeah, that's my battle right now. That's what I'm going through.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of guys out there, anybody watching, has an ex-girlfriend or something, a baby mama or something that can totally, has been somewhere where you're at with that, man. And it's, honestly, I got a couple ex-girlfriends down the line, and they're nothing else to play with.
Yeah.
Everything's everything when you're in love. You can get a little.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's just yeah. Like as you can see, I'm just like yeah. I'm like walking around.
Keep it PG-13.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that with me. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from the ride, I mean, yeah, it's just a lot. Every day was filled. I was doing it for a good purpose. People were like reaching out to me. It's been helping people, and then to come back, and then it's just like, nothing. That's a weird thing to transition to, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Well, what's motivating you is your next trip. So that's what you need to stick with, man. And because you got to stay focused right now. You just came off a W, man. You just got yourself a W. When you rode coast to coast like that, you just need to get you another W. Keep your eye on the prize, brother.
Yeah, no, I need to build on it, and because the support's there. So that's what I've been doing on. I need another mission, and just trying to figure out what's the best approach to this. Maybe switch a couple things up, and or maybe even help out at like a more well, not more, but not just PTSD and suicide prevention. Maybe other things that people are struggling with. So I'm trying to build that, trying to figure out what works best with what, and get people together to sponsor this next ride. Well, it's gonna be a ride / hike, as I got planned right now. So I'm gonna try. This isn't like the whole thing just yet, but I'm gonna try to do the AT, the Appalachian Trail. So I'm gonna try to do it this mid-March. It takes like 3 months, mid-March. But I mean, this is gonna be the biggest trip I'm gonna do in like my lifetime. So the foundation that sponsored me last time, the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation, the COO, they're trying to get in contact with the Guinness Book of World Records so we can so it's documented, and it just brings more people in, and the more awareness we can get, why not? If my body's capable of doing it, so I'm gonna do this mid-March. I'm gonna start in Georgia, go to Maine, and then I'm gonna have a road bike. I'm gonna ride down, so from Maine to the corner of Washington, I think it's Bellevue or something like that. I'm gonna ride down to get to the PCT, the Pacific Coast Trail, hike that down, and then ride my bike to US. I'm gonna do 4 corners of the whole US, but I'm gonna walk the Appalachian Trail, Pacific Coast Trail. So this is gonna take a long time. This is gonna take me a really long time, but I just need to do something big, and while I have the support, and hopefully it pulls together. But I mean, there's gonna be so much planning on this one. The other one was 3,700 miles. It took 45 or something like that days. This one's gonna be close to a year. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
Do it, brother. Hey, I'll get out there with you, ride a little bit, walk a little bit.
We already have people trying to do that. You don't have to do the whole trail, but I mean, if you want to come with, for a little stretch of it or a couple days, like it is really healing. I mean, I was like tip top, like never felt any better after I finished that trip, and during it, the people I met, I never felt so great. And what those things can do to you is just it changed my life. So I mean, if people want to come in when they can, wherever I'm at, because I'll have a tracker on me, and I'll be doing live videos a little bit more because I'll be walking, so I can do more. I'll have more time, and the events will be longer out, so I'll have a lot more time to talk, camp, just take in all the experiences that I can. So I already got I already got a couple vets signed up for parts of the trail. Huh? What do you say?
Yeah, you can meet some people along the way too.
Yeah,
you can meet some people while
yeah, that you tell their stories, and like the bike ride, even though it was so short, like the people that helped us out, the people that were reaching out to us after they met us, and we're telling why we're doing the Warrior Ride, and it's helped them. They've reached out and said, oh, thank you for doing what you're doing, and that means a lot. And especially if someone's they have vets in their family and they pass away, and especially if a suicide happened, it's just it can connect. You have no idea when you're out on the road, but the connections are still true, who you meet, and it can change things. I mean, it changed things for me. So that's pretty much. I mean, it's going to be huge. It's a lot of planning, but yeah, we already have some vets lined up who already want to do some trails, and some want to do the bike, and it's going to be like a team effort this time, and I can take it easy, and we can just really, really connect with the people that we meet. So, and any vets, like if any vets want to reach out, we can talk, because I'll have time to do that. So that's what that is.
Hey, do it, man. Let's do it. Sign me up. Let me know.
Yeah,
hey,
mid-March.
Yeah, I want to introduce you guys. To Raul Cruz. He is the vice president of operations and division of Cruz Investments. Also co-star with Peter Santenello, world famous YouTuber, who has over 100 million views on he actually is doing a 6-part series Can you fill us in, Raul? A 6-part series with Peter Santenello?
Basically, what happened, Peter reached out to the Education Navy out of Louisiana with Todd Taylor, wanting to see what they could do to help us out in any way.
Hey, can one
Save
your
what was that?
Oh, can somebody mute their speaker, Kyle, or just while somebody talks?
Bluetooth disconnected.
That work?
Oh, okay, go ahead. We'll get a little bit of feedback. Go ahead.
Let me see if I can lower mine down a little, just so. So basically, I said Peter reached out to the United Kingdom Navy with Todd Taylor and asked way to help out with getting him to the border and stuff. So Todd Taylor out of Louisiana contacted me over in Texas and brought him over here. We took him out on the river. We took him out on different areas of the border and stuff to show him what's what. That way he can expose what's really going on here in the country when it comes to illegal immigration and the flow of people coming this way and everything else as far as our government giving them a free passage to the United States.
Yeah, so what is going on with immigration down there? And how is everything on the border?
Basically, what's going on? You got people just coming into this country nonstop. They're here in the area where I live. They're catching a few hundred people a day. Up towards Del Rio, the same thing. They're catching maybe 1,000 people a day that are coming across into the United States. Once they come into the United States, it's called OTM, other than Mexican. If you're Mexican, they're going to throw you back to Mexico. But if you're from anywhere in South America, basically, they're going to give you a free pass to the United States. They're going to give you a package with basically 4 documents in it. I promise to appear in court on such day. And with those papers, they can go anywhere in the United States. Not only a Texas problem, it becomes a national problem because these people are getting shipped to California, to Oregon, to New York, to Chicago, Florida, to wherever in the United States. And these people most likely are going to never come to their court date, wherever their court date is at.
So this is an actual photo of Peter Santenello and Raul. So where is this photo taken at?
We're actually on the Rio Grande River right there. We took him out in both directions as far as we can go. That way he can see what's going on directly.
Okay, because I think this is another photo you got right here. You and Peter.
Actually,
So,
that day, I don't think, go ahead.
Oh, so is it safe down there on the border, or are you guys at right here?
What was that? What was your question?
So it's pretty safe down there?
Did you say you're lighter?
Oh, is it pretty safe down there on the border?
I guess it just all depends where you're at, and basically, if I would never have gone to the river, I would never have believed it. They say when CNN first broadcasted, they had a line of people coming down the river banks and into the river into rafts and stuff. People, see, don't get me wrong, I hate CNN because it is fake news. But in this case, when everybody starts saying, "Hey, that video was staged" or whatever, it was not staged for the simple reason CNN did not know where we were taking them. we didn't even know where we're going. It was our first time getting on the river. We just drove a certain direction, and then we turned around, went another direction on the river, and we actually saw like 100 people coming down the riverbanks, and they were transporting like 15 at a time on a raft and getting these people across. So like I said, when CNN first broke that, everybody criticized them stuff, and normally I would have also, but like I said, if I wouldn't have seen it with my own eyes, I would never have believed it. And I got video with my cell phone where I was recording it. That way I'm in the video, so it shows that, you know what, it is true and stuff like that. The accusations where CNN paid the cartels to stage that and all that stuff, there's no way they could have, because they had no idea where the heck we were going.
So CNN started just a crazy story then.
Well, we started with CNN. We took everybody from congressmen to people that were running for office, like Monica de la Cruz went out there. She's running for Congressional District 15. We had a bunch of people left and right, from news medias all over the country to Peter Santenello and everybody else that we took out there. That way they could see with their own eyes what's going on, and hopefully they bring the truth out there, showing that, you know what, we do have a problem going on, and right now it's getting worse.
So you think it's worse now than it was 6 months ago?
Right now it's starting to pick up again. So right now it's basically getting worse, because right now, before it was hitting in certain areas, now you got Del Rio, Texas, you got La Jolla, Texas, you got Hidalgo, just right there on the river, like in those three locations, they're hitting thousands of people per day. And in the Del Rio sector, they're just walking right across the river. That's how low the water is. They're just literally a line of people just walking right across and stuff. Here, they got to use a raft, because here it's anywhere from 2 feet to maybe 23 feet in certain areas. So they have to use a raft, but they have no idea. And the only reason why I know the depth of the water is because our boat's equipped with the GPS and all that stuff too, to track how deep we are and stuff like that.
So right there on the Rio Grande, right? That's the river. They just take rafts right over, huh? They just float right on over, like it's drinking a lemonade, huh?
What happens? They know if they're OTM, other than Mexican, they're gonna get a free pass into the United States. So they're just coming over like crazy. As soon as they see Border Patrol, they'll even say, "Hey, call Border Patrol," because these people don't want to walk or anything. They know they're going to get captured, they're going to get processed, and they're going to get released. So, and that's the thing. Another thing is, you have the family units coming out. People are crossing this way with kids, and who knows who those kids belong to. So as long as you have a kid in your arm, you're going to get a free pass to the United States also. Especially these men that are crossing alone, they have a kid, they'll allow them in. I would say a large amount, maybe 80% or more of these people are being allowed into the United States. They're throwing back your criminals, like they're throwing back, if you're from Mexico, they'll capture you. And that's the reason why a lot of times the family units go one way, Border Patrol's tied up with 200, 300 people over here, and the drugs and the other people are crossing the other way, because Border Patrol's too tied up taking care of those family units and stuff.
Well, we're gonna play a little video from when you were down there on the Rio Grande with Peter. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, I guess we have a clip of that too. By the way, the documentary is by Peter Santenello. It's called Oh my gosh, I guess we have a clip of that too. By the way, the documentary is by Oh my gosh, I guess we have a clip of that too. By the way, the documentary is by Peter Santenello. It's called How Immigrants Cross the U.S.-Mexico Border. This is soundbite number 6 of migrants paying to cross.
Just to cross from that side of the river to this side, they're paying $3,500 just to cross just the river itself. They have their smuggler that brings them across, puts them to the United States side. Hey, get out, and then he'll go right back and load up another one.
Wow. So it's not just, I mean, it's like every step of the way, they fork over more dough, whether they're poor or, as you point out, in these other countries, maybe they've got worse intentions and more money to somehow find their way into the United States.
So that was the actual, what interview was that? Who was that with?
That's with Peter right there. Oh, that right there, no, that video is I guess that one's the president of with the Border Patrol. So they had an interview with him showing Peter's video and stuff of what was going on, and he went ahead and agreed and stuff. There's another one where we talk about little kids being scouts out on the river and stuff, and he agreed with that they pay these kids just to sit out there and pretend they're fishing, pretend they're playing, and they're really just watching what's going on. They'll notify me, hey, someone's coming and whatever's going on, and so they do or they don't do their stuff. Usually when we encounter the smugglers smuggling people across the river, we let them know, hey, we're no threat to them. We're not law enforcement. Do whatever you're going to do. And that way we don't run into any problems with them. We did run into a problem one time where another boat pulled up beside us, and there were about 7 guys. All of them had AK-47s and stuff, and they notified the people on our boat, said, hey, we're going to cross a bunch of people right now. They don't want to walk, so can you all call Border Patrol for us? So Border Patrol just becomes a taxi ride for these people because they know they're going to get caught, processed, and then released.
And that's what they want. They want to get over here, right? They don't want to. Once they make it to the border, they don't want to walk no further, huh? Because these people,
yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to because these people don't need to run because, like I said, they're going to get processed and released. The Biden administration has already allowed almost a little bit over 2 million people into this country since they took over, and it's only going to get worse. Like I said, year to date, I believe they have about 200,000 already. They've already caught in this year since January. But imagine that's just the numbers they catch. How many people get away from Border Patrol and no one knows about it? They get into the country, and that's why you have these 18-wheelers, for example, next to San Antonio. About 3 weeks ago, like 85 people died inside an 18-wheeler because they were left there, and they just, you can say, cooked to death with the heat and stuff. You had another one last week that was caught over here in Sarita checkpoint with like 75 people in that box trailer. But that's just the ones that catch. What about the ones that don't catch, especially towards the Laredo sector and that checkpoint going up north? You've got thousands of trucks that pass per day. There's no way they could check every single truck. So since they can't check every single truck, imagine how many people are going up north in those 18-wheelers.
yeah, that's something. Yeah, 85 people were caught with no AC, right, in their van.
Actually, yeah, they were in a dry box. One of those 18-wheelers with the box in the back. It had it didn't have the reefer on it to provide the air conditioning in there. So what happened? The truck was abandoned. If you have 100-degree weather in that box there, you might get to 150 or more in that box, and those people suffocated to death.
Hey, so what? How was it working with Peter? How was it working with Mr. Peter Santenello?
I liked it. He'll be back. I talked to him last week. He'll be back sometime soon. He's gonna try to schedule a trip over here. He was in West Texas with sheriff department out there and stuff like that, but he's gonna try to make another trip down this way.
That guy, Peter, man, when I seen Peter Santenello, that guy was leading the way. And I was listen, Raul, when I seen your guys' video on YouTube, that I was highly impressed, man. What Peter's doing, the work that you and Peter are doing is phenomenal, man. You guys are on the ground. You guys are live, giving people some good footage that people haven't seen. You know, you guys are giving people an outlook on some stuff that they don't play on cable television. You know, you're gonna have to only see it on YouTube and stuff, or you know, social media, Facebook and stuff. And it was really intriguing. I mean, you guys got like what? Just your video has like what? 1.8 million views, almost 2 million views, right?
Yeah, there's millions of views on them. I've checked them here and there because Peter brought it to my attention. He took a snapshot and sent me a text message, and that it already had like 10 million views and stuff. And he's like, wow, and it was like quickly. So I was impressed. I love his work and everything.
Yeah, Peter's on the go, man. That guy's in like a different country every week, or I don't know how he gets around. So he must be videoing like every day, huh?
Almost. Like we keep in touch and stuff. We'll text and hey, how's it going? He did leave California. I believe he's in either Florida or Georgia. So he did relocate and stuff because he said the heck with California and their ways.
So he just moved. Peter just moved out of Cali. He's living down in, you said Florida now.
I think it's Florida, yes. Florida or Georgia, one of the two, but I think it's Florida.
Georgia, yeah, Georgia or Florida. Yeah, for anybody watching, we got Raul Cruz on here who was on Peter Santenello's YouTube show with Peter Santenello. And you guys are doing a 6-part series, so your guys' work isn't done.
Actually, the 6-part series is already done. I'll send you a link later on. We started off, for example, with the detention center in Donna. Well, actually, we started off with downtown McAllen, where they had the COVID section set up for the illegals. Then we went to Donna, which they had the holding center there for the illegals and stuff that was over capacity and everything else. Then we went to the river, and then we went to just different sections and stuff.
Yeah, so they're holding a lot of. So they got. You said they got a lot of. They're a big holding facility for the families and stuff like that. I just heard on the news that at one of the holding facilities, that some of the people that are being held there were just, I want to say, like sexually assaulted.
I've heard the rumors also. There's also other rumors of people being smuggled and stuff. And one of them, we actually sent someone in to one of the charities so they could talk to some of these people. This poor girl, she was like 21 years old. She told the person we sent in that, hey, you know what? They found family of mine in California. I'm going to California. Well, she asked them, do you have family in California? She went, I don't know. As far as I know, no. Well, then how do you know this? Well, because the charity told her they found family for her in her family over there in California, so they were going to send her that way. Poor girl was going to being sent to California. She didn't know if she had family or not. She didn't know anything that was going on or anything. So hopefully she made it safely. There was this other incident, that same person we sent in. They were talking to someone. They were talking to one of the nuns at the charity thing, and excuse the way I'm going to word this, but some white guy showed up from Minnesota and says he's looking for sister whoever. And then from there, they asked, well, what did he need? He brought 2 vans over, 15-passenger vans, so he could take 30 people back to Minnesota, which that's great. If he's going to give them housing or whatever, but he was able to choose which 30 people he wanted to take. So you know what? I want you. I don't want you all, but I want you all. So he was taking 30 little girls back to Minnesota. That's who he chose to pick. Why was he allowed? If he was going to give them housing or a better life, why was he able to choose and pick who he wanted to take and then be able to take them? To me, something's wrong somewhere in that picture. Those kids are going to go to Minnesota. Who knows? They're going to be in the sex trade or what's going to happen to them. God God hoping, you know what, nothing happens to him. It's just my mind going overboard. But like I said, something didn't seem right about that story, and there's a bunch of rumors of people being funneled all over the place, and who knows what's going to happen to a lot of these people.
But there's no accountability once they get over here, and once they get over here, and they're supposed to be over here seeking asylum to be safe, but they're being traded or sent off to different people or picking them up, and we don't know what's happening. There's nobody to keep an eye on the people who are migrating here once they get in the country.
Exactly. That's the thing, that these people, once they leave Border Patrol's hands and these people get sent to these Catholic charities, from there, who knows where they're headed to, what they're given a plane ticket or a bus ticket and their little package of paperwork. That way, if someone stops them, they're free to roam around the United States and stuff. So who knows where these people are being sent to, or who's going to receive them on the other end, or what's going to happen to them, or whatever. But like I said, let's just give an example. 300 people, rough estimate, were captured yesterday in La Jolla, which is about 3 cities over from where I live. Out of those 300 people, I would say like 100 and some were children. And back to what I said, a lot of these kids that are coming across with people, who knows if those kids really belong to them or not. The majority of them don't. And it's just their free path into the United States.
Well, hopefully some of these people are getting the help that they need, and they're not just being traded off to some random people from, like, out of states and stuff. Because they shouldn't be able to. There should be a process, a diligent process once they get brought over here, and their safety should be a top priority.
See, yesterday 288 people were captured next to La Grulla. 113 were single adults. 109 were unaccompanied children, and 66 were family units. So that's the numbers just on what they caught yesterday morning. That's just in the morning, 288 people. And that's the breakdown of how many were single adults, unaccompanied children, and how many were family units.
So a majority's families then.
The majority are families, but who knows who the kids belong to. And a lot of times on these families, the husband or the man is separated from these families because he's either a convicted felon or he just doesn't meet the criteria for whatever reason to come in. But like I said, basically a large number, I would say 80% or more, are allowed into the United States. They just throw back there, like I said, the Mexicans. For some reason, it's called OTMs, other than Mexican. Other than Mexicans are allowed into the United States. If you're Mexican, you get deported right back to Mexico.
Yeah, what's up with that? They're not letting most of our neighbors in, but then they're letting other people from other countries in. That doesn't make any sense either.
They're not allowing the Cubans either, because they know the Cubans will vote Republican because they know the way socialism is. So they're not allowing the Cubans in either. I know that sounds stupid, but they're trying to rechange, because the way I guess they look at it, they allow, just for example, they were to allow 2 million people in. They figure those 2 million people are going to vote a certain way because they're going to be loyal to the person who allowed them into the United States. That's the way I look at it. They're trying to just change the demographics of the United States by sending all these people to certain areas so they could do what needs to be done.
Because now they got the Ukrainians up front coming in, right?
I heard there's a shitload of them coming in.
Here's a couple more photos of Mr. Cruz. Hold on. We got that photo. Couple more. Him with Peter again.
The other one in the picture is J-Rod. He is my boat captain and everything. Without him, we couldn't make this possible.
Okay, yeah, that guy there. I'm telling you, man, the 6-part series that you and Peter did was phenomenal work, man. That was one of the best documentaries. Do you guys call it a documentary or?
Well, he called it a documentary, so I'll continue with that.
Yeah, it's like a documentary, man. It really is. And I'm you know how you guys kind of went back and did actual 6 series. It's a really good masterpiece. And then so you guys said you guys are doing some more work here soon. You and Peter, or you guys are in the top?
Peter will be done soon, but meanwhile, there's other people I've been out with, like Ben. Forgot Ben's last name. He's from California. He's from America's Voice or something. And we actually went into Reynosa to go see the new holding center they have over there that they set up for the migrants and stuff. And we visited there. That place is over capacity also. You got at least 1,000 people that sleep outside the center. They're on the streets or the brush or whatever, just so they have a place to stay until they're able to get into the center.
Where is this at? Where's this holding facility at that you just went to?
It's in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, right across the border from the city of McAllen. Is Reynosa, the city in Mexico, and Ben came over and asked me. He came from California and asked me if I could take him. So we crossed into Mexico and we went over there. We interviewed a lot of people from Haiti and stuff that were there, and we got access into the center itself, and we took a tour of the center itself. It's basically tent city. You got tents everywhere. You got just people everywhere, anywhere and anywhere they could be, just so they're in a secured area because it's fenced in and everything. Instead of sleeping on the streets right outside the building or in the brush outside the building and stuff, waiting to get an opportunity to get into that place.
So how many people you think they got in these holding facilities over there?
On that facility, they couldn't give an accurate number, but you had over 3,000 people in our estimate, with people inside, outside, just there in general, they're all waiting to come this way. And you have a large caravan that was headed this way at the time, so they could come also crossing to the United States. And everybody says, okay, you know what, they're seeking asylum. Okay, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. They're really seeking asylum. Why don't you go to the international bridge and say, hey, I'm here to seek asylum? Why do you have to cross the river the illegal way if that's the case?
So they'll hang out there, and then it's just like a holding facility that we have over here, or is it more like it's just like a temporary housing, or is it like they actually get booked in and they're checked in over there?
They're checked in and everything, but they're actually able to roam free. They could go out whenever they want and stuff like that. So it's just temporary housing, you can put it that way. Even though they do check in at the front door and everything else, they have some kind of they're issued some kind of ID or something showing that, you know what, they are allowed in there, or they've already been processed or whatever. So they do have some kind of identification that's issued to them. That way, to show the gate guy or the door guy, when they knock, there's a guy who opens the little window and they'll show their ID or whatever, and they're allowed in.
So these guys are coming from all over the world then to try to make it across the border. Yes. You said you got guys from Haiti and
they're at that area when we went. The majority were from Haiti and from Cuba at that holding area. But like I said, all these other people that are coming from South America, they make their journey. They check in with the cartels, and I'll explain that. But they check in with the cartels in Reynosa, and from there, the cartels bring them across the river. The reason why they check in with the cartels, and they have to, if you're caught in Reynosa and you're one of these immigrants and you didn't check in with somebody, they're either going to beat the crap out of you, they're going to hold you for ransom, they might charge you like a fine or something, or they just might kill you if you think you're strong enough to stand up against them. They might just kill you and that's it. What happens, they have to check in and they're issued a bracelet. That bracelet might be any different color. It has a number on it. And from there, they're able to identify who you checked in with because someone has the logging system. So they're able to check in they're able to check you and find out who you checked in with. And basically from there, but you belong to that particular group. And then once you get across, for example, if for whatever reason, say like you're Mexican, you get across and they capture you, they throw you back. When they throw you back to Mexico, that bracelet shows, okay, you know what, you're going to make one attempt. Like, okay, they keep track of you. So you're going to make one attempt. And back then, they were allowing one extra attempt and no charge. But I don't know if that already changed, where hey, if you get caught, they're going to recharge you to bring you across again, or what the situation is. I have no idea. But we did talk to a smuggler that works for one of the actually works for all the cartels. What happens, he's basically a contractor. They bring the person from Mexico to the United States. That guy gets the people, takes them to a stash house, and gets them set up so they could be transported into the United States. But that guy that we interviewed, he deals with your Mexicans, your people that don't want to get caught. That's the reason why they do their job and they smuggle them in to the United States, however they do it.
Right. Well, I'm gonna play another video footage from you and Peter, and then hold on one second, and then we're gonna also honor. Here we go. Here's this video right here.
On the subject of the cartels, there was a documentary out recently. On the subject of the cartels, there was a documentary out recently that made this point, that the cartel is paying children to keep an eye on you guys from Mexico to make sure they know what you're doing at all times and where we're most vulnerable. Here's a clip from the documentary.
And it's the kids that get roped into this crap. The majority of the time, yes. I'm surprised how trained these kids are. Yeah. How trained they are? Like, trust me, if that little kid's making $20 to sit there and play, and hey, let me know if anybody shows up. Like I said, that's $20 in Mexico. It's a lot of damn money.
So the cartels will pay the kids?
They'll pay them, whatever they pay them. I'm just giving an amount, but
yeah.
They pay them. They're scouts, believe it or not.
So have you seen that? Kids spying on you guys?
I have personally seen that. As rudimentary as that sounds, it's extremely effective. They'll use kids for multiple purposes. They'll use kids to cross the border illegally with adults and say that, and the adults will say that child is their kid. So it's now a family unit, and that child will get recycled over and over and over again. They'll use kids that way. They'll use kids as scouts. These cartels, they just don't care about life. They don't care about freedom. They don't care whether or not even children are able to grow up in a normal manner. All they care about is the profit. And let's understand that the profit is astronomical. On illegal immigration alone, they are generating a minimum of $400 million a month in profit. That does not include the drug trade. That does not include trafficking in criminal aliens or aliens from special interest countries. So these profits are astronomical, and that's what they're after. And they'll do anything to get it, including using kids.
$400 million a month, is that what you just said?
Yes,
$400 million. People who are paying them to get them across the border?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So what is the money? You said that's not including the drugs and the profit and all that. What do they make the $400 million from doing?
That's on human smuggling alone, human trafficking alone, just bringing people across the border, having them cross the border illegally, trafficking them up through Central America, South America.
Hey, Raul, while we have you here with us, you know, I know you were down there on the border and stuff. We have we also have another problem here. A lot of military veterans who are serving our country, they are getting deported after their time in the service. They're told that they'll be given they're told that they'll be given citizenship if they sign up for the military, or if they sign up for our military and stuff like that, that they'll be given citizenship. And so a lot of military veterans are coming over here. There's a lot of guys from other countries signing up for our military. They're given a temporary green card, and then after their service is over, some of these guys, a lot of them are getting deported. I actually talked to some guys who are stuck in some other countries that have families here that came, they fought in wars here, they served in our country in the military, and when they lived here, you know, they had kids, they had a wife, and so when they're taken away from this country because of they don't have a citizenship, they're losing their family, they're losing their kids, and so this is a big problem for a lot of military families over here. And so I wanna, and I know you can relate because I think your father was in the military too, right?
Yes, he was in the United States Army.
Yeah, so I know you can relate to that, you know. But here I'm gonna show you this right here it says it right here. It says bring deported veterans home. And so, you know, a lot of people, these are the people that nobody talks about. You know, these are like Uncle Sam's stepkids, you know, that just don't get the love that they're supposed to be getting. You know, they're foreigners for one, and, you know, they leave their country, they leave their families to come sign up for our military, and they leave everything that they have, and they make a commitment to join our military and fight for our wars. And then when their time is done being in the military, they're supposed to be a citizen. And our government isn't holding up on their end of the deal. And see, that's the problem. They're not giving these veterans their citizenship like they're supposed to, the foreign ones. Not as easy and fast as they deserve. You know, just as fast as they sign up for the military to fight for our country, that's how fast they should be given their citizenship. Not just a temporary green card, but a full citizenship. And here's something. It says, bring deported veterans home. Here's another one. Stop the deportation of military veterans. You know, because we have a lot of foreigners who served in our military who were stuck on the other side of the border, and they can't get back into the country that they fought for, the country that they deserve to be a part of. Because there's people living on this side of the border who don't even want to fight for the military, our military, and they're living here collecting Uncle Sam's tax money and all the benefits, and they don't even sign up for the military. And then we have foreigners who are signing up for our military, and then they're not getting what they're promised. They're not getting their citizenship. And so this is a big problem that we have. And, you know, and nobody's really talking about it, you know? And so I'm hoping we can bring some light to this and try to get everybody, all our veterans, citizenship as fast as possible who fought for this country that are supposed to have their citizenship.
It is a problem, and it does need more light to it. That way, people can know what's going on, because not something, like you said, not something you hear about every day. There was an incident here with the local man that was arrested for just, for example, DWI, and they took away his citizenship and threw him back to Mexico. It's like, he was a veteran. He did serve his years, his country, and everything else. And like you said, he leaves his country, comes to ours, serves in the military, sacrifices because he went to war or whatever. And because of a minor hiccup, you want to throw him back to Mexico? It's not right, because like that, he gave everything for a country that he wants to be a part of, and he should have been granted his citizenship immediately. So we do need more light on that to address the issue, and hopefully we can do something about that. I'll start working on that so we could do something about it.
Yeah, because I think all veterans need a voice, regardless of their citizenship, or or no matter if they have a green card or whatever. They should have a voice. All veterans should have a voice, and it doesn't matter what side of the border you're on. It doesn't matter what country. Your voice still needs to be heard here. And, and a lot of these guys, they don't have a home to go back to, once imagine if you left your country for 5 years, been in the military here, been to 3 different wars. You might have been in our country for 8 years on a temporary green card, and then you stay here for 2 more years, and then you end up getting bounced out because you still don't have your citizenship because the paperwork hasn't went through yet, and you get deported. After 10 years of living in America, you're not going to have a home to go back to. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but some of these guys are probably they're not able to speak their opinion and voice at this point to our government to get the help that they need.
It's a screwed up situation, and people don't want to hear about it, or not people. The government, our government, our elected officials don't want to hear about it. They turn a blind eye, but it's something that does need to be addressed, and let's see what we can do to do that, because like you said, they need a voice. They need someone to help them out and get them back to the United States where they belong.
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling, and let's see what we can do. See if we can try to get these guys what they earned. These guys earned citizenship. It's not something they're not asking. They're not saying, hey, and they're putting these veterans at the end of the line.
They're not asking for a handout. Like you said, they earned it. They sacrificed themselves in whatever way, whether it's being away from their family, going to war, just being in the military itself. Like you said, not everybody wants to be in the military. These people volunteered to serve the United States and their country.
Exactly. And something needs to change. Yeah, exactly. I know slowly but surely there's some organizations out there that are trying to help and get it done, but it's just not happening fast enough. The way they're doing it, it's just not happening fast enough. Here's a gentleman right here.
When we're done right here, if you could forward me that information, and I'll pass it out to certain people and see what we could do to help these guys out, help any of them out, period.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I mean, I'd like to get an exact number if we could get an exact number, but a rough estimate, it's probably more than what we would imagine. Here's a guy, Ivan Octon, and he just, believe it or not, he just got back into America. And so we welcome home an American patriot this week who was unjustly deported 6 years ago, Ivan Octon, a brave Army veteran, who won the right to return to the United States with the support of, there's a couple organizations right there. And I think that's going to be it. I think if we can put our resources together, we can try to get some of these other guys back over. And, probably, I mean, the thing is, if we got to try to get each one back with a lawyer, that could take some time. But if we could try to get something passed in Congress or something and change some kind of law, maybe we could get all of them back at the same time instead of having each one of them have to go through court and stuff like that.
They probably have to go through a court system either way at the end of the day, because somebody has to grant them their citizenship or their visas reissued or something. So, but the thing is, at least if we could help these people in going through the process and doing what they can, or just for example, like my case down here in Hidalgo County, a lot of our congressional districts are turning red, which they've been blue for over 100 years. We could talk to our new congressman and see what we could do also, while we have them pushing the issue also, because these people don't have a voice in Washington. Obviously, that's the reason why this is happening.
Exactly. And so, we need all veterans need to have a voice regardless. It's the same thing. They all signed up for the same reason. They need to be heard, man. Their voice needs to be heard. Yeah, absolutely. This right here is Ivan right here. This is one of many veterans who is a foreigner who was able to get back over here, but not all veterans are this lucky. And this guy Ivan, look, it says here he was deported 6 years ago, so he's been sitting over there for about 6 years waiting for this to happen.
It's horrible. It's horrible the way we treat our veterans across the board.
Exactly. But this right here is a tarnish on our country. This here, I can't even believe that this is still an issue. I can't believe that there's still veterans who don't have their citizenship. This is like, it's embarrassing. I mean, and I'm kind of being light with it, but it's really embarrassing for our country, for what we stand for. And, because these are our brothers out here. These are other veterans. These are our brothers, and they shouldn't be just left in the loophole like this and not have their citizenship. And for everybody to kind of just sit back, and let this go on as long as it has, it's shame on everybody who hasn't, been able to get these guys. Hopefully we can, get them a voice here and get some change going. Hopefully do something.
We'll do
Anybody
something.
watching?
Go ahead.
Yeah, anybody watching? If you guys know anybody who is a veteran, who's a foreign veteran, who got deported, please contact us so we can get their name and stuff, so we can try to help these guys out and try to help get them a visa back over here, a permanent citizen visa. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on to talk about mental health and suicide prevention and combating veteran suicide. Because, you know, we have a lot of issues in the military community and stuff like that. You know, veteran suicide is a big problem that we're having. You know, deporting veterans is another thing. And you know what? A lot of these veterans that are getting deported, they have to be dealing with some kind of suicidal thoughts, you know, at the end of the day, or they got to have some really bad mental health problems too. That's got to be devastating right there. That's got to, and you know, because there's no VAs where they're taking these guys. They're not getting no medical treatment or anything. I'm sure they're not getting anything.
I agree. And they need someone. They need somebody to help them out and bring them back to where they belong.
Well, listen, brother. Let's do this. Let's see what we can do. Work on this for these guys, and then we'll schedule you for another show, and we'll go on and we'll see what we've done so far and see if we got anything done.
Sounds good. Forward me that information, and I'll get it to the right people.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you. Salute you and thank you, and God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Anything you need, let me know. Be safe.
Be safe.